Amnian Nights. No introduction, straight into the swamp. Here we are. So, we are with the Kuatoa, led by the Grand Farblex, and you had just resolved to help them prepare yourselves for the arrival of a creature tonight that they call the Big Villain, who has been preying upon them and is said to have left its home to come here and has started being a menace. So this is where we are. We are
So,
in these ruins.
based on the description, you said that I might have been able to match that description to either a Froghemoth or a Banderhob. Obviously, I don't have any books to pour over related to this, but I would like to see if I can recall if they have any particular abilities, weaknesses, things they might be scared of, anything that might help us potentially get an advantage when the big villain comes.
Yeah, with that roll you made last time to identify it, you would definitely know that they are said to be voracious. The Froghemoth is said to be able to breathe underwater indefinitely, whereas the Banderhob is not. And you would note the Banderhob is actually, despite its froggy appearance, is technically a type of lesser fiend. A weaker, demonic creature, as opposed to the Froghemoth, which is just some huge monstrosity. Banderhobs
Is Pip
would
saying
be more to be of low, shrewd cunning, as opposed to the Froghemoth, which is more a creature of just simple hunger.
And to anticipate Gigi's question, imagine that said in a cute, high-pitched British voice.
that's my favorite way of hearing it. Do you know if they are if they can be poisoned at all? I'm thinking perhaps we could prepare some sort of bait.
I mean, I don't recall that information specifically, but such creatures as these that live in a place such as this, I would say that it would probably be quite common to be, at the very least, somewhat resistant to poisons. But I couldn't say for sure. It could be an effective strategy, but it would be hard to know either way. Presuming I do not know that specifically.
No, I would have confirmed or denied earlier in your information package. Let's get some music.
TM.
Asher.
I would like to spend the day preparing, obviously helping with people asking for help setting up, I don't know, spikes or whatever people are doing. But what I'm really going to be doing is spend the afternoon telling all these little dudes story after story about all of our victorious combats thus far, but with specific focus on every time we've been in really dire combats, and someone has gone down, or it was for sure we were not going to survive.
Why don't you tell me one of the stories? A group of Kuatoa, as you're starting to tell this, all just come and slink over, but then more and more of a little mob builds up around you.
I will tell the story about how we went down into the ground and fought an Ankeg, and Obsidian went down like 3 times. And we still destroyed it and saved the farmer. I will also tell about when we were doing the competition thing, and how we were up against a giant and again was looking really dire. I will tell all about the Eidolon, and the dragon, and all those goblins and whatnot before the dragon. Like, every time we've been in a fight where we were vastly outgunned or outmanned or we went down, like, just the whole goal is to just continue instilling belief.
As you're telling the tale of Golavaxanulan, their eyes just get wider and wider, and they get more like, you see a few like and like fearful, clinging together, like hanging on your every word as you're describing this tale.
I will absolutely pull in prestidigitation for a whole bunch of sensory effects for added storytelling.
Yeah.
Pizzazz.
So you begin telling the tale of the combat in the mines below the ground, and they start to get all fearful and just like in awe, and like, and then what? And then what? In Undercommon constantly. You start to feel unusual, almost queasy as you're telling this story, and as the tale reaches a particular crescendo about this beast of green scales and wings, a cloud starts to form above you, and the Kuatoa all scream as beginning to emerge from this this cloud, slamming a claw into the floor and dragging itself out, is a larger, more twisted version of Golavaxanulan. All of you see it.
Yeah.
And the Kuatoa begin to scream, and Golavaxanulan fixes familiar looking eyes on you, Asher, and hisses and says in a familiar voice to you, "Me eat all the fishies. Begin with you."
I will make a little like flame sparky effect in my hands and just be like, not if we have anything to say about it. Just playing into the camp of it all.
And you see like all of you, like to Sire and Pip, I know Obsidian's outside, but you just see a larger Golavaxanulan suddenly in the room, not looking like an illusion, looking fully substantial. And the Kuatoa are all sort of scattering away and look very expectant to see what happens next with Ash's very plucky threat.
Okay. I will... Can I... Hold on just a second.
Imagine many screams. I don't have screams.
Yeah.
I'm not moving all these tokens, but you are suddenly all being buffeted by a panicked, running Kuatoa.
I am just going to... I'm gonna just cast Eldritch Blast at it. And just say, I don't know.
Come on,
This is what we were talking about earlier. I will say, we've defeated you once before, we can do it again. We always are victorious. Something like that, but I'm gonna yell it.
Roll me a persuasion check with advantage. You hear a few, yeah, yes, Stinky, from a Kuatoa, and the vision of the air begins to ripple less. Golavaxanulan looks you dead in the eye and says, "Not fair, Stinky," and shrinks down quite a lot before just coiling in itself and sputtering away. and there is much jubilation and cheering from the Kuatoa, who all receive inspiration from the event. All of the Kuatoa will gain an extra damage dealt with what's to come.
Oh, little buddies. Okay. Cool. I will just hope that their belief will get us through any fucking drops to zero that may happen.
While this is happening,
Yeah, Pip.
can I wanted to head up the stairs to the back room if there is indeed one,
There
because I'm
is-
curious.
Yeah, there's some.
Would anyone make any effort to stop me, or are they not really bothered?
I mean, if you weren't reacting to the dragon in the room, they certainly were. It was kind of bedlam. You could easily have walked down to this door. Yeah.
Then that way, I will. Do you have that on command?
Strahd was waiting.
Oh.
Go.
And it is not as bare as in here. There is a very, very rough bed, a couple of piles of rags, and a long but fairly rudimentary alchemist's table in here. Given the conversations that you'd heard previously of the Grand Farblex, it is almost certain that this is his private quarters.
Okay, that satisfies my curiosity.
Obsidian, you have been outside as you heard
Indeed.
cries of commotion. Where you would have looked through the door, you would have seen the interaction with Golovak Zanulan for a moment before it spotted out and disappeared.
Yeah, he probably would check on what's going on, being untrustworthy of the creatures. But if he gathers what's happening, like he might like bare his weapon for a moment and then sort of notices that Asher doesn't seem too perturbed.
Yeah, Asher seems to be being
Probably.
celebrated at the moment and patted and cheered. And as these Kuatoa are all reaching out to touch you and sort of give you, they're trying like, you feel like they're trying to give you sort of pats of congratulations, but perhaps uncomfortably it feels a bit more Misa, like reaching out. You realize that, yeah, you do always win. Yeah, the luck does always seem to be on your side and in your favor, and you feel an increased potency in your spells. And you're confident that no matter what turns up, you can probably take it.
Hopefully this is not a false sense.
Each of you would feel really good. Even stood outside, just sort of observing what's going on, Obsidian. You would find yourself maybe reflecting. Perhaps you've been thinking about it subconsciously and hadn't really given it much active consideration until now, each of you. But you all start to realize that, yeah, you do have what it takes to overcome any sort of challenge, and you suddenly think how you can cast your spells more potently or swing your weapons more ferociously. And I would say, Pip, in particular with your intelligence, you would realise that perhaps this is a manifestation of the Kuatoa's belief, having heard of and seen your deeds. They are now starting to believe that you are all as powerful as Ash's tails.
Won't comment on it right now.
Clear that I have not lied.
I don't want to dispel the effect by being like, "Good job, Ash." So,
Excellent subterfuge.
Haven't lied at all or even embellished.
Syria has kind of gone into, apart from the destruction of, the massive dragon that looked real, that had her pull her sword out of her sheath, of course, and take a couple of steps before she realized what Asher was doing. She'd like to kind of take a look and see. Sorry, perfect. The terrain. I'm looking for sort of. Obviously, I see there's a pillar on the ground. Like, I want to know if there's anything that could potentially be toppled, or maybe to remove some obstacles to create some sort of like barricade or arena. So barricade where like archers could hide, things like that. She's going full like strategy mode on this.
So, a couple of things. There is no roof on this building anymore. It is long gone. You mentioned similar a few minutes ago, talking to the Kuatoa, and the Farblex has said that the creature has just straight up scaled the wall to come in before. Like, creating choke points or posting extra guards has proven unsuccessful. In terms of a terrain in this building, there are pillars. They don't support anything anymore, and one of them, as you can see, has fallen over through the pews. Outside, boggy grassland sinking into swamp. Clearly, this didn't used to always be swamp by the fact that there are gravestones everywhere, but it is just gradually sinking into a bit of a mire. The floor, the navigation outside is slow to everyone except Pip. It doesn't afford itself a huge amount of tactical play. There is a rise outside. There is a grassy knoll, which is bogged down less. But other than that, you are effectively in a bit of a mud pit. It would not be difficult.
All of this?
It would not be difficult terrain up the steps near the altar, for what it's worth, because that is just straight up stonework.
Right, so everything that I see kind of like buggy and mired is, I guess, difficult terrain.
Correct.
We'll count as difficult terrain.
Sure.
Okay. I would very much like to talk to Obsidian. Is he gonna come? Does he look like he's just gonna stay out there?
He hasn't come in so far.
Oh, what would it look like? He's outside.
I'm asking you. He's just sitting on this bog by himself.
Yeah, probably. Like he'd be wandering around, probably seeing if he can find any tracks, or maybe like a skeleton of skeletons of people they murdered before when we came here. You know, there's whatever.
You find a pile of just exclamation-shaped pins, all chewed and gnawed.
Yeah, and the pile of tiny bones.
So yeah, it seems. Are you going outside to Obsidian, sorry?
I'm gonna go.
You're just
I'm
willing the other player to come to you.
Yeah. I might
Make them believe.
turn to Pip and Asher, if she's finished with the inspiring storytelling and observation. So I think we should all gather up and try to come with some sort of a plan. I'm gonna go and talk to Obsidian if you guys want to come.
Sounds good.
How'd it go? And what was that dragon? An illusion? Things back to the thing in the warehouse.
Yeah, so their like head honcho guy was saying that like sometimes when they believe in things, it comes true. So I thought it wouldn't hurt to tell him stories of like how many times we've got our ass chewed, but still emerged victorious. Just on the off chance that tonight's kind of difficult, maybe them believing that we'll win anyways, makes it happen.
Shouldn't they believe that there is no threat and that they are safe?
Well, he was saying that the creature's eaten enough of them that now they're scared of it, and apparently that like throws off the whole game, I guess. So, like, they're basically just nothing but food for it now. Which I think is why they kind of lost their minds a little bit when you killed that one. We probably
Oh,
had the whole
my.
thing in the bag after that.
They were attacking us.
The what?
They were attacking us.
Yeah. Well, I think they just seem to be like really confident, until something like happens, and then it's gone in an instant.
So back then they believed they could take us.
Yeah. It
And
would
now they
seem-
believe we can take the creature.
Yeah. That's
Well,
that's
last time it
kinda
didn't
even
work so
worse.
well.
Well, when you say it like that, this plan does have some flaws. I can see that. But listen, we're just gonna.
I mean, if we are to slay a beast, I suppose I'll do my best. Doesn't sound like
Well-
something we haven't done before.
Well, since we do have the advantage of foresight, perhaps we can talk a little bit about how we're going to approach this. The inside offers no tactical advantage except for some dry stones at the very edge of the church. We don't know how quickly this creature moves. Perhaps having it in close quarters is to our advantage, but it is a bit of a trudge to walk around that area. Just trying to find places for Asher and perhaps Pip to be a little bit further away, but there's some stairs that reach upwards. Maybe they can offer a bit of cover.
This creature, do they know if it behaves like a predator?
It kind of sounds
By
like
this-
it.
But a lazy one.
Could we-
More like showing up to a buffet table than stalking them.
Oh, perfect. Could we bait it with one of them?
I did think about this. Not for him to munch, but just to perhaps.
I mean, if
Drag
they
it to
can
a
flee
convenient
for
location.
fast enough, it would be perfect.
I just wouldn't know where to bait him.
Yeah. What
Well,
do
the-
we do with the rest of them?
Probably come screaming, since we are already locked in battle with the creature, or trying to chase it after it. I'm not sure if it would flee when confronted with, well, a threat. Sounds to me like they didn't actually stand up to it much.
So, do you think we should try to lure it inside so that it has a harder time fleeing?
I mean, does it?
There's choke points.
If you would have mentioned that it climbs the walls easily, well, that is not something
yeah.
we can do. So,
And there's like
Well,
no
but
roof
make
to
it-
this place, right, Jim?
Correct.
yeah.
There's not even like a nice wall we could stand on, or
Not there's the
Yeah.
steps up near the altar, but other than that, the walls are slippy, crumbling.
yeah.
I
Like
feel
any
like
Oh,
of
it's
you,
easy.
any of you who'd paid attention to sort of like the building would probably be confident that this has been open roofed and sat in a bog for what looks to be. I mean, none of you have done it yet, but I imagine it would be fairly straightforward. That Obsidian has possibly done it off camera. The the dates on any of the legible gravestones are dating back like 500-600 years. This has been here for a long time and is in a sorry state.
They're older than some vampires.
Yeah, some. Not ancient.
Right. Well, the way I see it, it's probably not going to come at a whole huddle of them. So and we cannot really cover the whole ground around their little tribe. So if they all gather together, but then one or two of them are to the side, the creature is likely to strike there, and we can be close by to respond. So that's how I'd go about it. Get them all to stay together in a group. Then just a few of them, whatever the number really, as bait, and we close by. Or we can just use ourselves as bait. We are a small enough group, but, well, it brings the brunt of the attack on us.
I'm all for using bait. If we grab one guy off since this thing comes up over the walls and we don't know which section of wall, he seems to just come over anywhere.
I mean, post guards outside.
Do we
have
someone
two of them
outside the walls?
Have like two of them, and he just sort of points out on that little island over there. Right? We are close, maybe in the entrance to the whole thing, and the rest of them huddle inside.
Some of
Hopefully
us
the creature goes
there as well in case he comes, from.
I mean,
from this direction.
well, we would be.
And,
we would be close to both groups really at that point. If we are in the entrance to the whole thing, we can run towards them, or we can run towards the two that are baiting, and hopefully it just goes for the easy.
I worry if we're outside, the creature might run away if it is under attack, and we have pledged to kill it.
If we can strike it, then perhaps we can track it.
Alright, so one of us just waits here.
You wouldn't have any magic that would...
flashing or something?
Oh,
Maybe.
did it just get darker?
Yeah, time is
I think
moving
it
on
did.
a little bit.
Okay, damn. What about this ravine over here? Sorry, I'll say that in just a second. How tall is this ravine?
About 10 foot.
I'm wondering if it would give a bit of safety to our casters, or if they're just better off kind of like popping off and shooting, using the wall as cover. The entrance to the temple. Like if we engage him around here, and Pip and Asher go just at the back, you could use the walls as slight cover.
Who's the bait? She'll say from standing right here. I can run around pretty fast. Mechanically, I have expeditious retreat, so
if we can convince one of the usual meals, that might be more effective.
And safer.
I'm sorry, you seem to develop some rapport with the creatures.
I just
think we
imagine
could
a moment
convince
where
one
all
of them.
4 of you turn to the one who stood outside the temple with his little staff on guard. It's like,
Bait? Little bait?
alright, so one of them. What? Do I put a light on him, or we just think that just one standing alone will be enough
Could be
to
two.
call the thing here, and it'll just ignore the temple.
It might, and if it comes into the temple, then all the better. All of them are there. We are there.
I guess I could be the bait if you liked.
How fast can you run around though? This is pretty sloshy ground.
Is it difficult terrain?
it is
Apparently,
for anyone
yeah,
except you, because you are
Blessed.
blessed by Clarice.
Oh
Ooh.
shit. Now hold on.
I mean, I don't get me wrong. I'm pretty nervous at the idea of doing so, but I probably do have enough magic that I could protect myself, at least better than these Kuotoa could. I'd feel pretty guilty if they got harmed acting on our behalf.
Well, they would be acting on their own behalf. They want the creature gone, not we. And also, if you get devoured, I don't think your slipperiness will help you much. Didn't they mention something about the creature gulping them down? Or am I just misremembering? I'm not sure.
They did.
You are Canada's side.
He's just standing there like, and just kind of shaking slightly.
If you decide to do this, and I cannot recommend it, I make sure Kuratoro stays by your side, and if you're in trouble, I can quickly swap positions. But in all honesty, I prefer if you were safer. Debate idea. Is that, are we still thinking we want to lure him to a particular location? Because if we're not, then we might as just wait and engage.
I mean, all I'm saying is, well, we can stay all together, but then the beast might just decide not to attack if they are all huddled in one room. And we can have them in their... I don't know how they usually behave at night. Do they post guards? Do they just all huddle?
I am gonna
They
find
were
that
quite.
out
They like
from-
to stick with the thing.
But I thought, yeah, I'm gonna go ask around and find out, like, at night when this thing usually comes.
Hi.
Like, are they all sleeping in here? Oh, hey.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were walking over to this guard who is.
Yeah, I was more just like, I figured I'd ask multiple sources, but we can do this. Like, hey, so at night when this creature
Brave
comes,
Stinky.
yeah. So at night when this creature comes, like, where are you guys usually sleeping?
Home?
So
Pointing
are
to the
you
temple.
usually just like all in there?
No. Some on guard. Until Big Villain eats him.
Hmm. Why did you just say until Stinky eats them?
Because I got tongue tied.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Man, I was so worried for a second that, like, this whole demon thing we're actually, like, gonna be fighting some wizard or something. Okay. No, okay. I thought that was, like, an in-character, like, deliberate, like, slip-up. Okay, so... Alright, so where do you guys usually guard at? Like, right here. Is there another guard spot?
Points to the other side of the door. Like, here.
Okay. And does he always come over the same part of the wall?
No.
Yeah, I thought we asked that already, and it was no. Cool.
Always nowhere, though, because of the big stink.
You can smell him coming. Okay.
Bad stink.
How long before he shows up can you smell him? Like a long time or like right before?
Oh, if you stink him, you scream.
There, yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you. That was actually really helpful. Thank you.
He looks very pleased with himself. His gills flare a little bit.
I will go back, and if no one heard that, I will relay it.
They are not creatures of discrete conversational skill.
Yeah. Okay.
You would have heard that, as will most people inside the temple, I imagine.
Okay.
Okay. Then Sire is going to pull out her gas mask from her satchel. So has from the when we went to get the drugs, I think. Now I'm gonna just assume this gas mask might be incompatible with the Helm of Underwater action in terms of right. So
Just like
she
big diver's bell helmet with a little gas mask up for like, hello!
I can breathe. Do I want dark vision? I probably want dark vision. This is something we need to think about as light because we're attacking at night.
I can cast light
but I
on the
might-
little belt thing again. If we need that.
It could be an idea to put torches in like strategic places, but does someone wants this gas mask? Maybe obsidian if you're gonna be close to the stinky, big bad evil stinky guy.
We will pretend that it's slightly magic and can change shape.
It is true. It's not
unconven-
actually
an
magic.
unconventional skull. That's fine.
Okay,
How
so
rude!
would the guy? So what would that provide me that not breathing cannot? Does that help more than just holding my breath for 15 minutes?
No. The gas mask is just a gas mask. I'm just thinking if there is some sort of like they said like the stench makes them cry.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if there's some sort of like. I mean, it's a gas mask. It's not an eye mask. But I don't know. I just have it. I don't know what this thing is.
Sure. Wait. If Pip is bait, Pip might need the mask.
Man, that's fair. I'm probably gonna.
But is he though? Or are we baiting with?
If we're going to try and do that, it seems like we should definitely try and make a lot of light and a lot of noise because, as you say, it could come up the other side of the building and simply climb over the walls and into the temple. In which case, standing out front is not particularly useful.
No.
Well, then we get best of both worlds. If our general plan is that there's guards on the little island, and only there. Like there's no like guard posts every couple meters because we cannot cover that much ground. There's only 4 of us, and we want to strike together, I imagine. So get the guards here in the open, very clearly visible. Give them light. The creature hopefully strikes at them, and then we can react quickly from the door. They can have the Curatoro with them, which is much more easy for us to then quickly respond. And if the creature does the other thing, if the creature, I don't know, predicts that this is a ruse of some sort and comes into the building and attacks from the back, we are close by anyway. We are in the door. This is not a huge area.
Wouldn't it be easier if we just everyone stays inside? The creature has no choice but to come inside.
Well, the creature has a choice of not striking at all. That's my thing. And if it does, we waste days. We wanted to have a juicy meal tonight. Or at least a promise of such.
We could light up the inside, covering this whole area. Actually, what's the sky situation? Is there a moon? Is it going to be a moon? Is it cloudy?
I've not counted. I've put fog down already, so we'll guess.
Can we see the sky?
It's going to be overcast, I guess.
Yeah. If we are dragged outside in the dark, I don't know. It would make sense to ambush the creature if possible.
So the fear is like seeing us will make the thing run away. Not wanting to because it's used to easy pickings. and it won't want an actual fight.
We could be easy pickings.
I mean, we could just hide in the doorway. Until
I can
we
hide.
smell something really bad. I'm fine with doing whatever. I am worried.
If
that
you
it's
like, I
very
could make
difficult.
2 of us invisible.
That's not a bad idea.
That way, those people would be able to move around freely undetected. So even if, it started, the villain started to move towards some bait, they could move into position. I'm saying this. He's looking at Obsidian and Siré like.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea. It
Although,
is
having said that, they are both very fast.
getting darker. I don't know. You guys want to do that? You guys want to be invisible attackers?
Although, having said that, I think it only lasts a minute.
Oh.
No, 1 hour. Nice. But still, if we don't know when it's going to strike, that 1 hour could turn into several.
Yeah.
How long do you need to cast? Because apparently we will hear it coming or smell it coming.
Yeah.
I can cast it straight away. As long as you're within arm's reach.
I'm gonna start heading towards the door and just kind of like tuck in here. Are we doing? Where did we land on the bait?
I feel like you've landed on nothing so far. But the sun is beginning to dip.
Well, if we want to do bait, then I can come ask this guy to come and wait with me on that island.
Do you give a full explanation of why? He's asking to come wait with you.
I'd be like, do you want to help me keep an eye out for the creature?
Okay. Be safe with Big Stinky.
Oh man. Oh god. I feel so guilty.
You don't
when
think
this
that
guy
the big villain
dies.
comes because they think it's going to, do you?
I mean, at this point, I'm really not sure. It could be.
What is real?
Listen, I still haven't fully gotten my head around the whole other me's thing. Let's not spend any more time on this.
Yes.
So he's just stood there, this Kurotoa, sort of bobbing from flipped foot to flipped foot, idly looking out into the swamp.
I would like to
Serious.
cast a light
Very nervous.
on my little pebble that I keep strung to my belt. Oh my god.
I'm just changing some elements of that.
I feel like we're making a mistake just staying here. There are 3 other directions it could come from, and it is not easy for me to navigate this terrain on plate.
Well, if
If
we
it comes
stay,
from the other side,
if we stay in the entranceway, we're not far from being able to aid them.
How far can your Koto get? How far can your spirit get away from you?
30 feet. So
Because you could be in the doorway and have it either in with them or out with us, right?
either
Yeah.
there, yeah, and it's still it can by the time I get there, it could potentially munch quite a few and also get away. Like if it comes from the altar way, it can come in, snap octopus guy, and climb back up before I get a chance to, like.
Well, there's no guarantees, but hopefully I'll be able to stop it escaping.
Yeah, you keep your spirit in there with all the dudes. We'll be out here as bait.
I mean, what else could we do?
Akuto
We could have
starts
all-
to like huddle up on. It's sort of like almost using the partially submerged pews as like large cots in which they seem to mostly get in twos. Some of them drift off to benches or tight little alcoves between like statue and wall elements, or just tucked down into corners. Seems to be a general sense of being comfortable, feeling enclosed. And the Farblex just seems to stand and wait.
I mean, it's a fairly simple choice. Either we believe that this creature can be baited into things and will strike at the easiest prey, and then we hope that that works, so we just huddle all together if we believe that it will strike no matter what. Because if it doesn't care at all about how big the herd is it's striking, we can just all be inside, and then it will come anyway. At that point, there's
doesn't-
nothing we can do that will make it not attack. I don't know what we are up against, so I have no idea which one makes more sense. I just think that most predators would avoid a whole group, but would happily strike at that, and just sort of points towards the one guy that stands by Asher right now.
Yeah.
Did they?
We are the anglerfish, you know, right now.
Did they? They did say that he just comes into this church and snacks one up and leaves.
Not always one.
But yeah, as in like he's just every night comes in, grabs some snacks, and yeah.
Mhm.
So I don't think he goes for like he's not a predator of opportunity. He's as
They
I
did
say,
mention-
walking into a buffet.
I did mention they had guards posted.
Since it is very dark, I'm gonna light my lantern.
Yes, can we add some more lights?
I mean, I've got a few lanterns around the temple. I've put what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different lanterns around. If any of you have personal light sources,
Could you? Did I just check? I think Sierra's dark vision might not be working.
do you have the helmet equipped at the moment and still attuned?
Should have, yeah. Yep, it's equipped and attuned.
And you should now have 60-foot dark vision.
Aha! Thank you so much.
So stood outside
Uh,
with this Kuatoa, Asher, you now just have that field of vision cast from your light spell, and then just a wall of black beyond. You can just hear the busy, increasingly loud sounds of the swamp nightlife.
Okay. Is there anything cool around me, like weird growths or fungi or anything to poke around?
There are cool little fireflies. Your light spell, you keep seeing great numbers of bats that are flying along, obviously hitting or entering your light spell, and are kind of freaking out a little bit and darting off out of it very quickly. As a bit of like an unexpected bubble of light. Very quickly, the number of flying insects around you, the darker it gets, starts to become quite insufferable as they're all being drawn to the light. What token attacher message just came off? Did
Sorry, DM. I dropped a torch. Yeah, I've got 8. I'm just gonna use 2 to light this interior a little bit more.
Where are we placing
Okay.
them? Because I very specifically put the lanterns on things, but on not the knee-deep water floor. That's where I put things on.
Yep.
Benches, altars.
Well, the idea was maybe like attached to this pillar, but this is where it's at.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry, I didn't want to take your time.
So yeah, the cloud of insects just becomes quickly very irritating as you are now a much lower than the moon, much more accessible source of light in the middle of a swamp. Inside, you begin to hear lots of strange individual quiet grinding noises, but you quickly realize seems to be a strange movement of the gills as each of these Kuatoa sleep. It's like a strange little equivalent of snore, and it sounds almost like the low croaking of frogs, almost like a. I forget what the deep voice is. Tenor's high pitched. I forget what the low voice is. But compared to all the frogs
Bass.
outside, yeah, a bass line.
What's Obsidian doing right now, other than standing menacingly? Can't you?
Yeah.
Is he
Waiting for
adjusting
things
his
to happen.
Is he adjusting to his gas mask?
Okay.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna move
I don't think
slightly.
he's wearing it after all.
And whilst this is all we're all kind of waiting, Pip is going to get out some parchment and charcoal and start doing some sketching.
Do you want the gas
Imagine-
mask?
I mean, if no one else is using it, that's fine. Perhaps your obsidian will be better if you're planning to get up close and personal.
I did
Susan
look up.
doesn't seem to want it.
I did look up on behalf of Obsidian what the rules are for, like, hey, can I have a straight up fucking fist fight holding my breath? And the accepted rules is yes, you absolutely can, but overwhelming DMs treat it as effectively concentration on taking damage, where it's like, man, if you get cracked holding your breath and you take enough damage and you fail a concentration check, you can't help but take a breath.
Sure. I mean, I guess Obsidian can take the gas mask then. Sure. If you deem it elastic enough.
Yeah, it definitely is elastic. I'm not going to have items be unsuitable based on race. That's not cool.
It does
by the-
say it's straps, so you can
Lots
just
of straps.
hide the
Lots
straps.
of straps.
Yeah.
It could be put on obsidian or a small
So
pony.
many straps.
By the way, Obsidian, before we left, I bought a dagger for myself, so you can take this one back, and he'll hand over the green dragonclaw dagger.
Just give it to a fish then.
I mean, it's probably quite valuable.
It is.
And you want to give it
I
to one of
imagine
the
Obsidian
guards?
being like in a fairly low crouch, observing intently where Asher is, just sort of being very on the job sort of
I believe
mindset.
the kids these days will call it locked in.
Mm-hmm.
Is that okay?
You hear from the back of the temple, Kuatoa sort of staring like, ah!
Which back of which temple?
At the back. And then the one with the squid head, Sarah, you see sort of roll over a little bit and go, sorry!
Sirius has got her weapon already out. In fact,
I'll
she's
kill
just gonna
you!
take it out. She's out already. It's out already. She's taking deep, paused breaths, syncing her heartbeat to the rhythm.
I'm poking a stick in the mud to keep myself entertained. I'm gonna draw some little doodles.
The Kuatoa next to you is like, waiting with brave Stinky.
Yeah. We're waiting. I'm drawing.
Not you.
What?
Head voice ask. What doing?
Who's head voice?
Mm.
Does head voice know who I am?
Big Stinky, apparently.
You want me ask?
Yeah.
And he just turns like, do you know who brave Stinky is? Oh, but obviously you all just hear inside here. They go. It sort of echoes out.
Canning.
Not say anything. Just ask what I'm doing here.
How often do you hear head voice?
Oh, first time ever.
That didn't, like, worry you that someone was talking in your head?
Should it?
No,
But even though it's never happened before?
but I'm with brave Stinky.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. I didn't even think of that. Yes. That's weird. I don't hear head voices that often. I can send head voices.
What?
Yeah. I can, you know. I'll talk.
Think I can send?
Ooh, I don't know. You should try it.
Just pop my own ear on shit. Yeah, his eyes bulge a little bit, and it looks more than slightly painful.
I'm gonna look at him like, no, you gotta point. And I'm gonna point at him, because you do have to point. And I'm gonna speak. See like this is part of the message. I'm gonna cast message. But I'll say the see like this in the message. Was it like that, by the way, when you got asked what you were doing?
Yeah, but different voice.
Was it deeper?
Hmm?
Did it sound grumpy?
No. He glances over towards Obsidian and back at you. He's like, no. Like cold stew.
Cool. Did it sound like any of them? And while I point over there, I'm gonna message Siri and just be like, hey, this guy is getting mentally asked what he's doing, and he doesn't know from who. Just to try and play it cool in front of this guy.
Ah, so there are more of you.
God damn it.
Sorry?
What?
Just in your head, Asha.
I'm gonna reply, good evening. Does it work?
It does.
Yeah.
Did the microphone, did it cut off or something, Mr. Death?
All of it, for me at least.
Oh. Ah, so there are more of you.
Cool. Is this the big frog guy? I'm gonna try and reply.
I think you've already replied, haven't you?
I wasn't sure if it had a limit. I think it depends on which particular spell they actually use. Just says can reply.
Send that little one into the swamp, and I will leave you be.
Fuck off forever, and we will leave you be.
And we'll what?
And we will leave you be.
Would that I could.
Nothing's stopping you.
Siri, you hear?
Mm-hmm.
That one, not me.
Yeah.
From the back?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna approach that way, and I'm gonna look to Obsidian and kind of like not towards there. I'm gonna start moving Cora there, and me too.
Obsidian's too busy looking outside.
Obsidian will
tap him.
note that. Yeah, I mean, Obsidian will note that Siri is moving there. But I think Obsidian just promptly, I imagine him being much more concerned about the potentiality of Asher getting ganked, rather than, oh no, they will catch a fish.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell dude. Alright, we waited. Let's head in.
Okay.
And I'm gonna walk right in with him.
Mm-hmm. Did a good job.
We did such a good job.
Turns to Pip. Did good job.
Oh, excellent news.
I meant to do once. Like Pip just as he walks
Oh.
by. And he walks in.
I'm just gonna look at Pip and be like, yeah, it's out there.
In the front?
And then I'm gonna walk in and look at Obsidian and just like try and give a we're doing so good, but it's fucking here. And hopefully he understands what I mean.
I'd like to prepare my crossbolt. I have one remaining homemade firebolt. The ones that it's odds or tails if it's even odds if it explodes or not. But I would like to load it on my light crossbow.
Okay.
I am gonna actually step into the days.
Asher,
put
you
Cora.
hear the voice again. I'm not starving. Guess I'll come back tomorrow. Or in a week. Or in a month. Farewell.
I'll look back and message Obsidian. He's fucking leaving. I don't know where he is.
Neither do I.
I'm gonna start moving around. Can I target myself?
Yeah?
Am I targeted? I'm not. What do I do to target myself?
Double right click normally.
That's what I did.
Okay,
I think it works on yourself.
configuration.
Before you break your fucking mouth, what are you trying to do?
I want to cast Expeditious Retreat on myself.
Do a T for target.
Aha! That worked. Cool. I'm just gonna fucking zoom around and try and smell.
As you reach
What
up
a
the
mental
rise.
image.
What if I just...
Yeah, just like
As you get up to the top of a rise, you notice some light reflect off a bit of rocky outcrop nearby. And as the lights move slightly and regard you with a large smile, you see standing around 9 foot tall that the rock is not actually a rock, but is a large, bloated, toad-like figure
he's kind of cute.
that opens in a large grin. And before we roll initiative, we will take our break. Rather than have a round and end, we will take 15 now, and then get straight into it. So yes, we will be back shortly. So, are we all back? Are we all ready?
That's a different thing.
Ready to watch me die.
Ready. Front row view.
I wish it was more front row view.
I had a playlist ready. Where is it? There.
Well, at least you're expeditious. As long as you win initiative.
I've turned off the swamp sounds during combat, just so we don't have 2 channels of constant fucking noise. Siri, Asher, and Pip all need to roll initiative.
Oh my god, I do. Yeah.
Oh, good. Big villain.
Sure, Pip will fucking sight beyond sight.
I hope so. That's my whole
Oh, no.
deal.
Because of the light that I have set up on this, I didn't want to do this immediately. But where are we? I want to drastically reduce that so that the horrible stinky cloud around this creature is more apparent.
Stinky.
You are just in front of it.
It's good to know.
But yeah, let's I don't know why that round's done that, so let's there we go. So Pip.
Did you want us to see its initiative? You are typically very hidey with all the information. Oh, now I cannot see it. That's interesting.
I'm not sure. I changed nothing.
I can't see it in the initiative order at all.
It was
I cannot
visible,
now.
it's not anymore. Yeah.
All I
Yeah.
did.
It was.
So for some reason, after we all rolled, it was at. So the initiative tracker had it being the last person in the round for some reason. So I assumed by that point it had been. So it showed it. So I just mashed back to go to the top of a round. So I imagine it's going to appear shortly once it's had its turn. So Pip,
Okay,
you're up.
I see.
Okay, well, I guess I better get moving. 5, 10. Oh, that's a measurement tool. 5, 10. 5, 10, 15, 20. That's 30 feet. Oh, I do see it. Cool. It's 75 feet away. I shall cast Blow. Because that's my one spell.
Now, I may need to check. I don't know how automated this will go. But as you check and see if it does get...
Hmm.
Oh,
So it's
fuck.
six-
It immediately succeeded.
A very wisdomous villain.
I don't know if it actually shows that it had advantage. As you cast your slow spell, you find it unusually hard to focus that chronology magic on this particular creature, that the spell did not want to adhere to it or affect it, and it did in fact slip away unscathed, almost as if it resisted your attempts to cast a spell on it. And one of its eyes just in your direction, whilst the other one focuses on Asher. Anything else from Pip?
Not really anything else kind of wizard.
Okay.
I only have one question. Is it all difficult terrain? Is there any differentiation?
Inside the temple, and once you clear that swamp and get to like the grass and the rise, it's regular.
Okay. Well, shame I'm on this side though.
Before you move, at the end of
Gosh.
bless, the Farlex has legendary actions. Those won't be necessary. However, this creature is going to do nothing at the moment because he cannot easily. Okay, it's you, Obsidian.
Sure. Well, I will be running, and then I will be running some more then if it's all difficult until there.
Yep.
I guess it is. I'm not sure how to count it. Can I assume that I can, if I'm dashing, and I know that I'm dashing, I can just sum up it as 90 and then 45 is half of that? Or do I have to do 20 and 20? Because I have 45 speed.
Yeah.
So with difficult terrain, that presumably is 20 feet
It's
of
going to
movement.
depend, isn't it? Because sometimes it's going to be, yeah, you're going through swamp all the way across. That makes sense. There might be other times where you're going up. Here, I feel like unless you're leaving, you can just double your speed by half.
Okay.
But yeah, in other scenarios, it might just be, only 4 of those tiles.
Problem. Sure. Yeah, I don't mind that distinction. Sure.
Okay. That's all from you?
I think so, because if I rage, then in the inferior 2014 rules, I will just drop it. So.
Asher.
Okay. I'm gonna target myself.
Hang in there.
I am going to cast Sanctuary on myself. Why do I have to
I think it always rolls something, but,
wisdom save against myself?
but that's fine.
Okay.
You seem to not have the spell effect though. But anyway, that's fine. You are sanctuary.
Okay. And then I am going to target him.
And you can remind me, expeditious isn't concentration, is it? You can sanctuary and expeditious. I don't think expeditious is. I think expeditious was.
Sanctuary isn't concentration,
Oh, is it not? Cool.
No.
Okay.
but expeditious is.
Hold on. Why are you concentrating on? Oh, you're concentrating on expeditious.
Yeah.
I thought sanctuary was. Cool.
No.
Okay. In fact, I'm so sure it was, but I'm checking even though you're telling me it isn't. Carry on, what you saying?
Right there, it's got a little C that's highlighted on the sheet.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And then I did a level spell, so now I'm gonna, as a bonus action, and now I'm gonna do cantrip, and I'm gonna Eldritch Blast him. I have a question for you, and this is very, very meta and mechanical. I realize we're on a limited map. I would like to push him back, but would it make more sense for us to just push myself back? I want to gain distance from him.
Sure.
So
You move yourself back if you succeed.
okay. That's a lot. If I succeed. Okay.
Let me just check something because I think this might be. I don't know if that is a disadvantage or not.
Why?
Never mind. No, I think it's fine. Okay, go on, yeah. Roll damage.
Okay. And I would like to move 10 feet back.
Ooh, nice attack.
And then I get another one. Oops. Swing and a miss, I assume.
It is.
Okay. That. Ooh. I'm gonna step back just a little bit further. Okay. That's it for me.
Okay, yeah. Your spell, your Eldritch Blast, blast into his chest, sort of skidding him back a couple of steps. And everyone goes wide as you jog back. The other eye fixes back to you, and his grin just widens for a moment. And with a big, he is going to use legendary action to teleport 60 feet, and just appears right in front of you, a huge cloud of noxious green gas. And with that, let me just check. That happened at the end. That happened at the end of your turn with his legendary action, so you don't immediately trigger any effect from being in this gas. That happens next time. That's his legendary action. Siri, it's your turn.
Cora sips out 30 feet, and in a blaze of movement, Siri manifests where Cora is.
Well, hold on.
Cora
Would that
manifests.
have taken him more? Oh, it's if he ends his turn more than 30 away from
Yes.
you. Yeah, cool.
So he will bamf out.
Yep.
That teleport takes 15.
Oh,
yeah,
I think I didn't click something earlier, and because I clicked over at you, it then did the teleport. Sorry, I was trying to grab
That's the
Cora
first time.
to move him.
That's the first time I've seen the
Cora?
creature, and that's terrifying. So
Why
bad.
I select
There you go.
Cora? So anyway, Cora's going to spot her out now, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, okay, so never mind. No, I'll just...
They are. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a crossbow bolt with that homemade firebolt. Oh my word. And I haven't used this in a bit, so it just jams. It just jams. Do you get 2 attacks with a crossbow when you have as a fighter? Yes, right? Yes,
Mhm.
okay. I guess I will fire a regular bolt. Is that hit?
Nope. Just goes sailing off into the dark.
Crap. I'm gonna chuck the crossbow, and I'm gonna take off my sword. And that is the end of my turn.
Okay. Grand Farblex will begin to move. Oh, 60. Here we go. We're going to move outside. That's all he will do. The big villain. Seeing people begin to emerge, an obsidian sneaking up beneath. What is the range on this? Yeah, I think he initially is just going to try and strike out at Asher. First, he leans forward, that smile opens wider, and he then just comes down with an enormous bite.
Come.
Ooh.
Manage to block it or dodge it, up to you.
Dodge, probably, I think. What
And
is it?
the mouth seems to get even wider as claws just come up. First, a huge rake from the left.
Did you already go through the sanctuary?
Ah, the sanctuary! Shit! Thank you for reminding me. You should have reminded me a moment earlier. He did not. He needs to wisdom. What's the DC of a wisdom save he needs to make?
Fucking never know.
Where's the? We don't have a sanctuary spell
My
icon.
DC is 15.
15. Let me put something on you now that is strange and confusing. I don't know which of these are tied to fucking status effects now. Let's give you cursed just because it's a big shield. Click on you, see if cursed comes with anything. Cool, doesn't show any effect. So remind me, you need to make a DC 15 wisdom save or choose another target, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thereabouts.
Yeah. Or lose the attacker spell.
Or-
Choose a new target or lose the attacker spell.
Okay, so he will go to make a wisdom save.
What?
22.
It did go.
And that's per attack, isn't it? So sure,
Yeah.
he made that first bite and it failed. He then goes to make a claw attack.
Hmm.
And succeeds.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
Can you have no reaction but will stop at 24, I take it?
No.
This is his third attack, right?
So the bite, it's his second attack because he made the bite, which we then realised should have been sanctuaried, and then what did he roll the claw attack before?
A 20.
Okay,
Yeah.
but then we established he needed to sanctuary, so sure, we'll say this is the third one.
Mm-hmm.
Damage. Claws.
I'm just thinking it would be a third wisdom save, wouldn't it?
I don't think it's an actual third attack. I think you just rolled it. Yeah. Oh, what? I would like to use my inspiration.
A what for advantage on the concentration?
Yes.
Go for it.
Yes, I would. Why? It's a con save, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my word.
Yeah, the
What
spell.
the fuck?
The spell has dropped off.
Okay.
It's very smelly.
That is all he can do.
Oh, damn it.
Go away, Farblex.
Very villainous.
Do you know what? Farblex will use his legendary action, the move legendary action, to continue coming this way.
Truly legendary.
Pip, you're up.
Could I discern anything about why my spell seemed so difficult to fail? It just seemed to have some kind of innate resistance to it or something, or?
Make me an Arcana check.
Okay.
Thing just popped on my screen.
It didn't dodge. It didn't seem to exert any effort to try and shrug it off or resist it. It just seemed like it is alien enough that the usual rules of magic do not apply. I would
Glorious.
also like you to make me a free perception check with advantage, Pip. Asher, you can make it not with advantage. You can make it regular. I would say, for different reasons, Pip, from the state of the world you came from, and Asher, from your time with Atticus and the things that he did and sometimes summoned, you smell a familiar, deep, sulphurous smell, which I think might lead you both to suspect that this thing is demonic in nature.
Okay.
You know what? What's Pip's intelligence?
So high.
And his
20.
history? I would like, separately, Pip. I think perhaps just Pip. Pip, can you make me a Arcana check? That's another one. Okay. You are suspicious. You suspect from what you know on the subject that this may actually not be a Banderhob or a Froggermoth.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, your turn, sorry.
I'm just gonna try and cast a different spell and see if that is any good to me. And I'm gonna Mind Whip. The Gelamentis! Whoosh.
That was cool. Is that just a straight up damage spell attack?
It is a int save on his part, I think. Did it
Looks
not
like-
prompt?
It looks like it is automatically giving him initiative advantage on the roll, but he still failed.
Cool.
Any secondary effect of that? It's not showing up in the chat log for me.
Don't know why it's not. It should have put the effect on him. So yes, there is. On a failed save, the target takes the damage. It can't take a reaction until the end of its next turn. And on its next turn, it must choose between a move, an action, and a bonus action.
Cool.
So good.
Yeah, that's all from me.
All right. I have seen it blink.
So he doesn't have any reactions.
Correct.
Cool. Legendary actions aren't reactions. And it's been his turn. So as you describe your Mind Whip.
Purely mental effect. So he just focuses himself, he's holding a lantern in one hand, puts his fingers to his temple, and says his incantation, Flagellum Mentis! And you just see the monster recoil as the pain sears its mind. No, stop measuring like that. Stop it.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. He will not do that thing. You whip him. Whip him good. Obsidian, your turn.
Okay. I will continue moving towards it. I suppose I have to go through that. Is that a roll of some sort? Or?
With it being so low and us already having established the jumps of your characters and stuff, that can just be one single tile difficult terrain. That's fine.
So he will just leap.
Yeah.
He will just leap up
Not
them,
invisible
and
wall, is it? No, it's not a wall in any way. You can just move up it.
and as he leaps, the frost will start covering his skin and just whipping out into a bit of a whirlwind around. As we go into a rage. And unfortunately, we'll just be attacking because it can teleport, so keeping it locked probably doesn't work. Oh? Where did the attack card go? What the hell? Oh, there it is. I'm raging. I will go for the advantageous, I think. I will go reckless, yeah. That's the... I am holding my breath, I guess, right? Is that the current assumption? Ooh, max damage.
Ooh.
So with a powerful strike at the knee, he will just sort of have it be, bow down a little bit and just take a step back from Asher. No idea if it has reach, but hopefully it helps. So if it could move up there. As I apply a second one. And sadly, do not apply.
Grabs that one, but more by the head. And just slowly turns this huge head away from Asher to you. It's like, Can we not parley? And then releases the weapon.
Sure, yeah. That will be up to Asher, I suppose, if we can parlay. Seems to be all about those things.
Asher,
Sidian just growls.
you are within his stench.
Yep.
Can you please make me a DC 15 Constitution saving throw?
Dude, I don't know. Maybe. Last 2 con saves. Oh, what's happening to me? What's...
Asher does not respond to you, Obsidian, after you say... Well, you didn't say it out loud, but up to Asher. Asher is immobile. This smoke, this fog is seeping in. She is stunned until this poison effect ends. She is unable to move. She's rigid. You feel your muscles season up. Your vision is going fuzzy, and you are just stood there.
So, no turn for me.
I'm just checking out. You are incapacitated. You can't move. You can only speak falteringly. You automatically fail strength and dex saving throws. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage. So for
Oh my god.
For you, Obsidian, you just see Asher stood there. Sire. Oh, also, wait. First, it's the creature will use a legendary action. I don't think it can. I don't think it has a 10-foot, does it? Let's just check. I think it will be obsidian. It is 5 foot, unfortunately. Yes, this creature has come up and has swung them all at it. And you have to assume, can we not parlay? The grin gets wider, and it is going to cast a spell on you.
It has spells?
Uh-oh.
It has spells.
Having grabbed that maul, it lets go and just attempts to clasp this large clawed hand around your head and blast a flash of green light towards you. Or into you, rather.
Oh, disintegration, cool.
It will be... oh, that's interesting. Why isn't it prompting the save? Do I have to do it differently?
Oh no.
Because I presume this will be at disadvantage because of the
I count as well.
Nice.
Are you?
That is 4th level, so that requires a roll, doesn't it?
Oh, it does. Oh, it did it for me.
Does that take into account his... I can never remember counterspell.
The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level.
So is it you who have to make a DC, or him to still cast it?
If it's casting a spell of 4th level or higher, make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. The DC is 10 plus the spell's level. On a success,
DC
the creature's spell
14,
fails.
And it looks like you made it. So yeah, this energy goes to blast into you, and Pip says...
No.
Well, counterspell doesn't have a verbal component, so he doesn't say
Well,
anything.
he's stylish. Okay, fine.
He simply goes, "Hurrah!" Like he's severing the connection to the weave.
Like high-level Harry Potter duels, where they just stop
100%.
saying spells.
Just start waving your arms around.
At what level will Pip learn? Yeah.
Hello.
That's the final reveal.
Both eyes go over to Pip,
Oh, fuck.
and the mouth just grins even wider. It's like, oh. Siri, yeah, that was all in a legendary action. Siri, you're up. You see this happening up ahead.
I am terrified that Pip now has its attention. I'm gonna wade through. This is difficult terrain, right? So 30 feet is 15 feet. Do I fire at it? No, I think I need to get closer. So I'm gonna dash for another 15 feet. Unless this doesn't count, do these count as these next 10 feet? Do they count as? normal? This one and that one?
We'll say they still are because Obsidian did when he moved over them.
They still are
Thanks,
Still
Obsidian.
swampy.
still something. Okay, so one more here. And then I will summon Cora 30 feet in front of me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Cool.
There. And unfortunately, that's all I've got.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna take out the lash, the lightning, the whip.
A whip.
Did you not
The whip.
sell the whip? Or did we just talk
No.
about it? Oh,
We just talked about it.
Yeah, I thought we have something. Cool.
Yeah.
He has no more of those this turn, but 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Farblix comes, and rather than have me use move loads of tokens, let us assume that a great many of the Kuatoa are behind the Farblix, moving as a group, and are all chanting. And they are going to cast an empowered Sacred Flame, which they receive a boost to with a stories. Nice. Okay. It was what? And only so Mind Whip. Give me a quick reminder one more time.
Yep. He can move. He can bonus action, or he can action. You have to choose.
Move, bonus, or action. Okay. He will use his action to. I think he's going to strike at Obsidian, who's next to him. Advantage, I believe, due to Reckless.
Yep.
Ooh,
I believe that misses by 1.
nice. That one might miss as well. 18.
No, that hits. It just hits. I mean, not just hits. Oof. Okay.
So yeah, a couple of rigs. Ooh,
Sure.
Not as deep as I would have hoped.
Yeah, I imagine as he goes for the first bite, Obsidian just grabs his snout a little bit like he grabbed the hammer before. Just sort of pushes him back, and then the claws reach. Hard to chew.
Oh, is that breathing?
Hmm?
Is that breathing if you're talking? Okay. End of the round. Pip, you're up.
Oh, me already.
Only one enemy.
Yeah. So it seemed, well.
Sorry, now you've closed the gap as well, Obsidian. Oh no, you wouldn't because you're deliberately not breathing. Never mind, go on, Pip.
I don't know if this is metagaming. Would I know that it has advantage on its saves? Both of the saves seem to have been advantageous.
I feel like you would have been aware that your slow spell just was oddly difficult to land, and even your Mind Whip, you had to really focus on and push and drive it to actually connect. You would know that this thing is more resilient to your magic than most creatures.
Well, you know, magic's kind of my bag, so I guess I keep doing magic. I am gonna try and do another Mind Whip. That's a save. Damn.
Not a second time.
I will move.
Is that still damage even on a succeed? Is a succeed only for the
It takes half.
effect? Cool, okay.
That is close enough.
Oh, it hasn't halved it for him.
It does say base half.
Oh, does that mean so that even on the dice above up top, it doesn't because it's the dice.
The dice
come
is
to,
7, but he should take 3.
He has taken 7.
Oh,
I will adjust that.
something's
Oh.
fucky.
And you're moving, you say, a bit closer.
Yes, I have finished.
Let's have a look. He had his turn and attacked Obsidian, which meant that his thingamajigs came back. So his legendary action. So he, looking around, is going to give another big smile.
What the fuck was that?
The rise, just another big cloud of smoke and just appears in the midst of you all.
Was that an Axion Legendaire?
It wasn't Axion Legendaire.
Hmm.
There's 2
I don't
Axion
like it.
Legendaires, in fact. Obsidian's turn.
Yeah, okay. I got it. Yeah, Obsidian
If
will...
you're coming to attack off here, there is a requirement that you yell Elendil as you jump off the ledge.
Elendil! As he will indeed go for it, and recklessly as that. That bit not swampy anymore, right?
Correct.
This is like... Okay, cool. So we still have a bit of movement. Very important right now. Inventory, mall, advantageous. That's 68.
Fails.
Shit.
He swats the blow away
Oh,
back of his
not
head.
this one. Let's try it again. Okay, that's better. That's better. Saved it.
Yep, hits.
The lowest possible damage. Cool.
Oh my god.
Very contrary to last turn. But that's fine
Why are
because
we
I
so
can still move
cursed?
him. I want him to move that way diagonally. Yes, that works. Promptly.
You and Pip are still.
Yeah, I know. But Sira no longer is. That's cool. That's something. And I mean, I'll get here. Listen, there was no way to get him out from you. I checked. Oh yeah, and I will take a bite out of it as well. Or I'll try at least. Let's see how you taste. Unarmed strike, also advantageous. Hopefully enough. 20. Is it better than a knight in plate?
Just
Holy
hits.
shit! It is a knight in plate. Oh, maximum damage. What a bite! What a chunk he takes.
We'll skim over the logistics of biting and tearing a chunk out of something without ever stopping for breath. But you would taste ash when you bite into it. And you'd be
Tasty,
confident
tasty
that
ash.
that this-
Just like home.
Not the good type of ash, the wrong ash of Atticus's hyena. Anything else from
That one was tasty too. You will not take this away from me. That will be it, yes.
Okay, cool. Having only teleported, he has one remaining legendary action, which he will use to slash out at Pip with his claw. Can you? Oh, you just had your turn. You can. Just bounces off. Asha, you are. Oh, let me just check. I think it's just until until the start of its next turn. The air clears, you shake it off, and you are back in action at the start of your turn. So what do you do?
I'm gonna Eldritch Blast. I'm not going to hit.
Misses.
Maybe. Yeah, no. Okay. God.
Oof. So nearly nat 20 for me. Misses. That cocked on a nat 20 and then rolled over for me.
Okay. I've moved down here and that's my turn.
Okay. Siri.
As Siri sort of moves the lash around, Cora basically becomes fire, and Siri's attacks are going to come from Cora's direction. Do you think they're correctly positioned for a weapon of reach? Right? It's 10 feet away?
What do you mean? Yeah. So it's a very weird way of wording it, which made me think you were asking something different.
Sorry.
Misses.
18? Misses. My word, this thing. Okay, I'm going to try again. My god. Okay.
Also misses.
We're never going to kill this thing.
Both of these whips just crack off the back of the creature, and you just see that it leaves these burning embers on it for a moment, and the creature doesn't even flinch.
Remember in like the early sessions in the campaign when Siri actually did some stuff?
Okay. Okay. I'm going to.
That was two attacks, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, well, I can't have a third one. I guess I'll unleash incarnation, which just gives
Another one.
a third attack. Yes.
Let's see it.
Probably don't want to be using fire all. Oh my god. Okay.
Missed.
Wow. Well,
Just-
Jesus Christ.
Just
Okay.
3 successful whip cracks across the back, but it just seems to not even flinch. There's just these scatters of embers sort of light the night for a moment.
Cora will move closer though, one step closer, towards Siri. And that's it. Oh, not on the thing, just there.
Okay.
Crap!
Is that you?
Yeah! Sucked! That sucked!
The Farblex will make... Well, the Farblex and his crowd will make their attempt at an empowered Sacred Flame. And once again, succeed.
But at least someone can do damage.
The
Hey.
big villain looks at the gathered group around it.
Oh no.
Let me just check.
Now he unleashes his explosion ability.
I mean, there's no way we can not be gathered around it with the teleportation stuff. Like,
You have to stand for. Oh, God, Jesus Christ.
Asha is not in that.
it's not like it has to work for positioning.
It unleashes a... It almost just seems like a big, like, toad-like belch, or, like, do you want to do the ongoing mate and call thing? But there's something horribly discordant about it. There are what sound like
I can imagine.
tortured screams, but there's also deep in there, weirdly out of place, like angelic voices, all sort of singing in some horribly clashing, dreadful chorus. I require everybody who is in that radius to make me a charisma saving throw. DC 16.
It's not gonna work. Well done, Pip. Nope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Charisma.
Siri, yours hasn't shown yet.
She
Are
got
you still
10.
rolling it?
No,
Sure
it's
is.
no, it's a 10.
Just above me.
I only see Obsidian in the chat log.
Above that
It's
is
a fail.
and then me.
I have Gige's. I have the Sacred Flame, and then Gige's Unleash Incarnation, and then Obsidian's 8. Weird.
Oh, it
Yeah,
should be
it-
Unleash Incarnation, Pip rolling 19, Sir rolling 10, Obsidian 8.
So Siri 10, Obsidian 8. Pip was what? Sorry.
19.
19. Okay, so. Oh, and Farblex. Let me check Farblex. This is important as well.
Does
what
Cora
happens?
need to do something?
Yeah, what happens if Cora needs to make a saving throw?
I don't. I
Cora's
think it
Cora's an
affects-
object, isn't he?
Yes, it is.
Doesn't matter
Yeah.
then. Disregard. Okay, so let's have a look. Siri, how much HP do you currently have?
50.
Exactly 50.
Exactly 50.
The ongoing sound just drills its way into your head until suddenly there is nothing but silence. Obsidian, how much HP do you currently have?
52.
You
Plus
feel,
free temporary, sir.
You feel deeply uncomfortable and just shaken, like something terribly revolting is being forced upon and around you, but you stand your ground and manage to suffer no ill effect. The Farblex is
Explodes.
collapsed to the floor, blinded, deafened, and stunned.
Oh my lord.
And that's all, because nobody else is in range, and Pip succeeded. So anyway, that was its bonus action.
What is the ability? You didn't post it. You didn't post
Oh,
the
did I
ability. I
not?
do not know what the name of the ability is.
He has a bonus action called Divine Word. It's a bonus action version of the spell,
I see.
but it is a creature ability, not a cast spell. But it's one of those ones where it's like, also, if any of you had been from another plane, which I was up on the air on how to rule it on Cora, but decided not to. If any of you had been from another plane, you'd have been fucking evicted and unable to return for 24 hours. Pip's just sent home to hell. Just like, oh god! Okay, so now that was his bonus action. Now he's going to attack. He is going to... I think he's going to go for the little shielded rabbit spellcaster. He already knows that he can't seem to hit Obsidian too well. Pip is doing something to him repeatedly. He is going to try and bite and then slash twice. You have the adjusted AC already, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Not advantageous, just regular. Misses. Very much hits.
Sure does. Hang on. I mean, that happens, but I need to remember my abilities. Tackle ability, say you can force the creature to re-roll. You make this decision after. Oh, actually, that's a reaction. I've already used it. Never mind.
Okay, I was about to say, this is what ability is this? And then a third attack, which was almost a 17, but remains. But roll back to a 3. You weren't concentrating anything, were you?
Nope, slow failed.
Cool. Yeah, that's him. Top of round. Farblex, no, you have no legendary actions, Farblex, because you are in a fucking coma.
I'm starting my turn in his aura. What does that do?
Can you please make me a DC 15 Constitution saving throw?
Nope.
You are poisoned and stunned until the start of your next round. Thank you.
Oh my god.
Thank you for turning up.
That's a short turn for me.
See you next round. Obsidian.
I'm not sure what the point of being poisoned is.
It's one of
Does
those
that
things
give
that
you
you're
disadvantage
poisoned
on the
and-
checks or something?
Because in 5e, isn't it? It's like poison is a thing, and there are different effects that happen when you're poisoned. This one just happens to be that you're stunned.
Oh, I see.
I could have chose to not
So,
put
like,
poison effect on, I guess.
Were you a dwarf, you would have advantage against the effect, for example, right?
Yeah, it's true. Obsidian,
Stuff
who
like that.
is still ruling, is holding his breath. How many?
Well,
turns-
we do not have to rule anything because I have the gas mask, sir.
You did put a gas mask on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it would just be for an ender.
Nobody cared who I was, like, on my mind.
And all that.
Yes, so you don't have to roll.
Taking Pip out would be like an action to grab him and all that, right? And then like traveling with him, difficult terrain,
and
sort of
I
kind of
feel
thing.
like there'd
Yeah.
still
It's-
absolutely be a chance for attack of opportunity doing that.
yeah, I mean, sure, yeah, obviously. That's like not a problem of it. It's like they're losing all of the options, and then it can just walk a little bit. Yeah, right. It has a turn before Pip. Doesn't matter. It can reposition. Sure. So I will be continuing the assault. I just might add something to my weapon, although it being potentially demonic, that might not make much sense. Yeah, I guess I will just strike repeatedly until effects start showing. Are they showing at all? Is there anything?
Yeah, there's some blood.
Some blood.
As it
okay.
drips down into the swamp water, there's just horrible patches where it almost looks like the water's beginning to boil.
Sure. I will move him back, try to get him a little bit away from Pip. And, I mean, I will position myself between Pip and it, although he can just walk around me anyway. Or teleport. And strike again I shall. Failing this time.
It fails.
Yeah, okay. I don't feel like using... Yeah, not this, not this. I'm done.
Okay. He absolutely will use a legendary action to teleport around you. Ah! Just
Well.
to the other side of you. Asher, you're up.
Yep. Okay. She's gonna panic a little. And cast Sacred Flame at him.
He's like, oh, Vlad. For some reason, some damage types are not halving.
Well, okay.
Sacred Flame is a 0 on a save.
In fact, yeah, it is a 0 on a fucking save. Why is it not doing that? Let's check MIDI. Okay. Anything else from you?
Yeah, I'm gonna move back.
You're fleeing.
Not fleeing, just keeping my distance.
Okay. He will use his one remaining legendary action this turn to claw advantage against little paralysed Pip. I can't remember. Stunned isn't automatically crit, is it? It's just the advantage. Cool. Yep. It's
Yep.
Which one is it? It's crit.
Paralyzed.
Yeah. That hits. Big damage. You just see this Pip move, and there's a few moments any of you may not have realised, because Asher hasn't communicated that this happened to her yet. There's a moment where it's unsure whether Pip is just frozen in fear or just loses nerve or is unable to move, but the creature just next to him, and then just even he seems to make a show, just flourishing this claw for a moment before. And even though like Pip reels, you see that he doesn't move his limbs or fall back. He just takes it, and a few huge torrents of blood come out splashing into the swamp water. That's all it can do. Siri, you see this? Just as you spring into action.
Yeah, Cora is coming in, this time in the shape of the sword. And it's just gonna try to unleash at this thing. Fuck me! Okay. Second attack. My word. Just not penetrating through the scales of this creature. That's also a miss, isn't it? 17.
Doesn't hit.
Oh my word. Okay, I'm just gonna unleash incantation one more time.
Okay.
Come on.
Maybe you have inspiration, I think.
I do.
You do.
That hits?
But that hits.
Okay. Oh my god, okay. Hits.
The passkey is magical,
then-
yeah? We established.
Yes, well, it's a key and then
I'm
it's a
just
sword.
checking.
So
I'm just checking to make sure. Well, yeah, the damage is magical. I'm just checking to make sure that things that should be getting scaled are. But cool, that's good.
Siri is very disoriented and a little bit dizzy now that she can't hear. She's gonna step. Oh gosh, it's all gone dark again. God damn it! Why does it do that? I'm gonna step into that little inlet just to get away from the stench.
Mm-hmm.
And my turn.
Farblex is stunned, blind, and deafened. Big villain. He's absolutely going to try and finish the job on Pip. Who is still stunned. Hits.
It's done.
I don't know, that's low damage. That's exactly Pip's HP, wasn't it? Pip collapses to the floor. It is going to make another attack, this time with its claw. For which it will forego damage and will grapple the unconscious Pip, picking him up. And then one of those. Yeah, and then he'll begin to move. So you'll get to make an attack of opportunity, Obsidian.
Yep.
And Cora.
Yeah.
Advantageously so.
Misses. Well,
I
misses.
will. Wait a second.
Are you going to use an inspiration?
I think I will.
I will.
Also, I need to check something quickly. Shit. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I will still do it. Using inspiration and... Where is it? There we go. Advantageous. That hits, at least.
Nice. So, Jija, remind me, yours prevents him from moving, yeah? Or is that
I
only if it
don't
comes
know.
from you, not if it's through
I
Cora?
think so. I think so. I think so.
I will place him closer to me, though. I'm not sure which way he wanted to run.
I don't see how he can, because he couldn't be there moving one tile, because he's either going to share a square with Farblack.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay, yeah, I see. Do I see which way he wishes to run? Like, sort of, do I have an
South.
indication?
South, he turned to go.
Okay,
Before
so I guess...
Kura just, I don't know, pierced or went through his leg for a moment, and he turns around and looking between you both. This is all terribly inconvenient. I do not have the time to reform. And unable to move, frustrated, rolling his eyes, he's going to make another attack at Pip, who he's holding. As if to make a point. Which will be a crit, so 2 failed saves.
And Pip's turn is now.
Yeah. And so he just... and then just drops Pip into the water. And now it is Pip's turn. Pip, having travelled across worlds, having been slashed with 2 failed saves and dropped into the water, what goes through your mind as you are about to make your first and possibly only death save?
He thinks of all the different actions he could have taken, the different potential timelines, just in this small situation. Possibly with some regret.
Do you see it, or do only I see it?
I see it.
Works.
I'm sorry.
I see it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Just remember being no reaction at all. I was like, "Ooh, is this a DM only one? Do I now get to announce?" You find yourself not going yet. It is teetering on the edge. You're aware of this creature over you. Its foot now sort of half pressed on you, threatening to push you down into the water. You feel your life force. The way we rule it is mechanically although mechanically you are unconscious, you are still able to like falteringly speak. You are awake, just so we don't have stupid situations where a character bleeds out in a maze while his companions can't find him. Yeah, you manage to avoid it for a few seconds more, perhaps. You all see Pip stirring slightly in the swamp water. Obsidian.
Does it not want to make a legendary action and finish Pip?
The creature has it has had its turn. So it does have its legendary actions back, and it is going to absolutely take the one it wanted to try and take before, and having potentially made its point, is going to try and...
Is he leaving Pip behind?
Where the fuck is he then?
Pip is in the water on the floor.
That's its teleport. Okay, sure, cool, fun.
Obsidian, you're up.
Sure. Seeing that it just teleported to another country.
Very nearly had monster come up the nose then.
Well, we could throw a javelin at it. Is it worth? Because it is all through difficult terrain, right?
Yes.
Like all of this is up until. Shit. That would almost be decent if I had an action after that.
If I also was... So it kind of didn't really apply before. Unfortunately, having even a coloured light effect like this, even with luminosity set to 0, for some bizarre reason, generates a small halo of light. So actually being in the dark and not in his radius, you wouldn't see it in the dark.
Sure, yeah, so Obsidian just looks around,
It just
doesn't
kind of
notice the
didn't become
creature.
relevant because Asher ran straight into it, and then you were all so close and you were inside her light. Him having now left his light, he shouldn't have a glowing halo around him.
Sure. So Obsidian just doesn't see a threat anymore.
He just...
So my
That's a good
comment was
point.
even more
My
relevant for
lantern would
Obsidian.
presumably get extinguished because I've been knocked unconscious in swamps.
Were you carrying a lantern on you, were you?
I had my
Asher,
lantern.
Asher still has her light. Okay, let's...
Well, I'll turn mine off.
Yeah. Oh my god! Okay.
Well, Obsidian will use his whole action, bonus action, and movement to seek out where Pip is lying.
Yeah, I imagine
And-
having seen where he was when he fell, you would be able to very quickly...
Yeah.
You are adjacent to him.
And he will happily pour one into Pip. One potion
My
of
God, I know
healing.
it's in... Oh, okay.
I cannot target Pip,
It's
so I
just-
cannot
it's
use
just,
it on
it's
him.
just plus 10, isn't it? We max with... Is it a,
Yeah,
is it a
sure.
regular, is it a regular
Okay.
potion? Administered
Yeah.
in action?
Yeah.
And Pip's turn has come around, so he is no longer grappled, poisoned, stunned. He is prone now. You awaken Pip in the pitch black, scaly hands clutching at you.
If you allow it, I reckon Obsidian would try to drag him a little bit into the light. It's like 10 feet. If I can do it, like with my turn. That would be me.
Okay.
Positioned there. Eager to strike at any shadow that moves.
Asha.
Well, I can't see him. I'm just gonna yell out. Where is he? Let's see. I need to do. Does anyone see him?
So all you had is that he was turning to go south, but then it all went dark, and he exploded, disappeared in a puff of green smoke.
Okay. That's it for. Well, hold on. Is that it for my turn?
Difficult terrain, remember?
Oh shit, yeah, hold on. Okay, so...
You could have got to
normal.
there,
Yeah,
I think.
there, just fine, and then... Wait, yeah, okay.
So is that you?
Yeah, that's me.
Siri, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to sort of use my movement to move and see if I see this fella.
Remember, it's difficult. Yeah.
Yeah. That's 10.
You catch a
That's
glimpse of him.
15. Okay. It's a glimpse of him. Oh, shit.
Were you zoomed in too much, TJ?
It's just when it changes to Cora, my light settings completely changes. I like to resummon Cora, and I can resummon them 30 feet.
Yeah.
Using my bonus action.
Yeah.
Which is just here, actually. So I'd like to do that.
So you already have one map, don't you?
Yep, so I'm just going to drag him.
So it's not a bonus action for you to dismiss him, because he's already out at the moment.
Yeah, is everything okay? It lasts until it's destroyed, until you dismiss it with a bonus action. No, until you manifest another echo.
Isn't that only later on when you have the ability? Oh.
It could be. It could be.
I was
No,
under the
because
impression
then-
that you can just keep summoning it.
Yeah, cool, okay.
Yeah, because
We'll check it for future,
yeah.
but for now, sure. So yeah, Kura out and then back here.
Which is luckily in range. God damn it, let me just tap. It's all dark for me, so I can't target. I'm hoping that I still have this thing targeted.
Looks like you do.
Yeah, okay. And I'm gonna do 3 attacks with the warrior path key.
That two and unleash.
That's right. Oh, god damn it.
So 10 misses.
Yep. Another one.
10 misses.
Oh
Ah.
Your inspiration.
And
So I think you already used
yeah,
it.
I'll use. No, I had stackable
You had
inspiration
your-
drum.
you
Yes.
had, you had your second special inspiration. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's use it. Not that it's gonna do anything.
Nat 20.
For 16.
I don't think that's right. Let me see
Is that
warriors.
crit
Why?
damage?
Well,
Did you,
Well, I rolled
click,
two-
did you
two-
click crit damage or did you click normal damage?
Yeah, it's rolled 2d8, but one of them's a 1.
But also,
yeah. It
it's
should be two.
all-
This is one.
I don't know if it's MIDI or whatever, but it should have done more than that. Same as how it seems to not be treating it as magical, just like some of the things, but it should have been resistant before. It was not. However, given there's only the smallest amount of HP in it, tell me how you kill it, Gija.
Well, technically, Kura kills it. It tries to find purchase, but it doesn't. And then both Siri and Kura just have a flashback in their minds of the light kind of almost fading in Pip's eyes. And just in that moment, like, Kura just finds an eye of the creature as it opens, and it just goes straight through the eye.
And it tries to just grab at it for a moment, but Kura is incorporeal, and its form very rapidly begins to just almost like melt and sludge. But looking at you, Gija, even as it's coming apart, it just seems quite inconvenienced by it all. It doesn't seem horrified. It's like, I will be seeing you again. And just... And the swamp begins to hiss for a few moments in a pool of sulphurous sludge.
I'm gonna head over to Juju. So, did you say it disintegrated?
It basically just melted into a puddle of gunk that just melded with swamp water, which is now bubbling slightly.
Siri did not hear any of that because I think she's still deafened.
You heard it in your head,
Oh, great.
as you had already demonstrated. But yeah, you are deaf.
For how long?
I'm just confirming how long for now. For a minute. For 1 minute. So yeah. Far black ain't though.
Pip will gingerly stand up and use his action to relight the lantern. Oh, not in
Running
bullseye
towards-
mode.
Look at Asher. Asher's what? Running over through the dark in the swamp to try and get some fucking Potion loot.
I mean, if anything was gonna have the cool bits, it would have been that thing. But I also wasn't sure that it was dead. I was coming over to help.
Does anybody help Farblax, who is lying face down unconscious in the swamp?
No, I'll go get him.
Okay,
Doesn't he have like a minions? It's like hundreds
He
of
do-
minions.
That's
to do
true.
that.
I imagine that many of them have been struck by this. Some of them have just been
Oh no!
blasted to the floor. A lot of them are lying, just sort of faintly stirring. Others are clutching at their ears or eyes. It's Begolavax and Nul and chaos all over again. But we'll say that's all addressed because it's very noisy to deal with.
I'm gonna help all of them up. But I am gonna go back to the spot and kick about.
Sorry, try and get Cora there, but you've weirded the target.
And try and see if I can see, like, determine what happened to it.
There seems to be no body. The swamp water is a bit sludgier and more foul smelling here, but you find no body segments, no carried or worn equipment, just sludge and swamp. And just the smell of, sulfur. I can come back to it.
People, are you okay?
He has crawled over to the ledge and has kind of just slumped down against it, and you can see he's clearly shaking a bit and is a bit rattled. I suppose I'll live. I thought I was going to die.
Hey man, I'm gonna put a hand on your shoulder. Okay.
Now, where was that healing combat? Fucking hell.
Fucking no.
Double 8.
It's a touch one though. My distance one is just to get you up when I can't reach you. You know. It's
Feeling that
weak.
warmth flow through him, he'll oh god! He,
Sorry, I just wanted to make sure I discounted it.
like, oh, that does feel a bit better. Thank you.
I'm gonna look at him and be like, hey, since you seem to have some guesses as to what that was, what do you think it meant by I don't have time to reform?
Let me. I believe some extraplanar monsters. They don't truly die. Their essence regathers. I feel like that's something that he would know, right?
Yeah.
Broadly
Can it-
speaking.
Can it like be?
It might take some
stopped?
time.
There's some sort of amulet or something we have to destroy.
Bit fucking mad.
I mean, I'm
Is
not
there
imagining an
actually-
amulet.
Is there actually?
No,
an
but
amulet?
it's just such a meta
Did you always hear
term.
that in stories? You know, oh, and the wizard had some ancient amulet. You know, I feel like that's not such a leap.
I'm not imagining an amulet, but do I know if there is some kind of... Knowing now that it's some kind of demon or whatever, would I maybe have an idea?
Make me
prevention.
a religion. Don't know if be Arcana or religion. Let's go Arcana.
Done. Roll before he can change his mind.
All that I see is Unleash Incarnation. Nothing has appeared for me since.
So 24.
24.
Yeah, you lose a thing or two, maybe. You would know that that's more of an undead thing. You hear tales of powerful liches seeking like unlife who have amulets. Ash has never heard of them, but you have. She's talking about her ass, but you've read books. Undead, you know that reforming is just part of the nature of the demonic planes and their lives. That, as he said, depending depending on the power of the creature, how determined it is to return, how powerful its masters are. You would know that all demons are in a horrible hierarchy. It could be a matter of days. It could be decades.
It's hard to know, I suppose.
All right.
But we fulfilled what we agreed. We vanquished it eventually.
Still doesn't seem like maybe we bought them some time, but they should probably find a new home. Preferably something with a roof. Siri's gonna turn to.
They are all very happy and celebrating, by the way, and giving you props. Mephablex is still dead, though. Well, at least he is seemingly completely comatose on the floor.
Okay.
Oh,
I thought he was just like passed out. I didn't realize.
No, he is
it seems
blind
like
and
he's
deaf
dead.
and stunned, and remains so through this debrief conversation.
All right, can I go over and check him?
can we just
Alert.
just collude for a moment, because I find it that I will want to say to Fairfax and be honest that we have vanquished the creature so far, but it could return.
So, sorry, who? What? I'm sorry, you lost me. What you want to do there? Sorry.
I want to tell them that we did kill it, but it's gonna come back. As in, like, it's not perma-dead.
You can't speak their language. Asher can relate.
No, I'm talking to the guys. We're colluding.
Sorry, cool. I'm with you. We're colluding.
As I check the guy, I'll just turn to her like, yeah. We it would be great if we could. Who knows if they will move along, but we can tell them that. And hey, we did our part. What is going on with this guy? Like, does he seem like he just needs a heal, or is he dead?
He's not dead, but he seems to be under the same sort of...
Okay.
From that same blast of light. But you saw this horribly. You were out of its range.
Yeah.
And you just saw this ring and heard this noise. And obviously Mr. Death felt that horrible discomfort. Siri felt deaf for a whole minute. It seems to have hit this guy much harder.
I will just give this
If
guy...
any of you had less than 20 HP when it happened, you'd have just straight up died.
I'm just gonna
No saves.
give this guy one of my little bitty ones. Oh, now it's not a bitty one. It's max. And just make sure that he's breathing, and then I'm gonna turn to all the little dudes and be like, he has a magic spell on him. Keep him above the water. And hopefully eventually he'll wake up. But he's alive.
And they all like, "Ah!" and carry him off to the church and take him inside and sit him on the altar in a way where he just slumps to the side, and they all try and fix him, and he slumps to the side. And after about 5 minutes of this, and his eyes almost becoming a bit pleading, they pull him off and prop him on the floor instead, leant against the altar, where he very slowly, as you all continue to talk, just drifts to the side, and occasionally is corrected. Normally before he hits the floor.
I'm gonna find Octopus Head guy. Leader Junior.
Yeah, there's a couple of them.
Oh, I thought there was just one.
Yeah, it's their little priests.
I'm gonna find the one that we talked to out in the woods.
It's actually the other one, but let's pretend it's this one. Just because the other one has a spell.
Oh my god!
He has
Give
mage
me
armor.
someone to talk to.
He has mage armor on him. But yeah, it's this guy. It's this guy. You can talk to any of them, remember that?
I know.
You're the only one who
Yeah,
can.
no. I'm gonna be like, hey, man. So listen.
Big stinky.
Yeah, that worked great. However, I still think you guys should move. Location.
All moving.
No, move
Big
home.
wind dance.
I think you should find a different home, like away from here.
Oh. But big villain dead.
Yeah, but what if another big villain comes? You guys don't have a roof.
We strong now.
I mean, yeah, you have seen now, if you hit big villain enough times, he'll just melt into the water. I don't know if you saw that.
And then we've a big villain.
Yes. So,
Good-
and also,
good villain.
you saw even if he takes one of you down or eats one of you, you can still hit him enough times and he'll melt into the water.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a matter of enough hits and he melts.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best I can do. You guys did a really good job. Any more big villains, you just hit them enough times and they'll melt.
You stay?
Well, no, we gotta go try and find our associate that went missing. I guess it's nighttime though, so we should probably take a nap.
Farblax get better, you said.
Yeah, he'll wake up. He's gotta take a nap for a while.
You're gonna take a big nap.
I should take a big nap. Yeah.
Forever.
No.
If you're gonna go looking for Astogrifflum
Associate.
associate, Gotta
Why
go.
would I take a big nap forever if I go looking?
need the swim juice.
You're
need the-
absolutely right.
No need the swim juice.
I
Got gills? Took big villain gills?
I forgot.
Let's see.
No, I don't have any. I forgot about swim juice. I'm sleepy.
Not very smart, huh?
Tired.
Well, you die now.
Sleep.
Yes. Die until tomorrow. Sleep.
Yeah.
And then make the swim juice.
Yeah. I'm gonna see what the others are fucking doing. Are they
Well
doing
hunted.
something?
Obsidian will say to Sira.
We're what? Sorry?
Well hunted.
Barely. I don't know what was going on. It felt like it took 3 tries to get a single stab in.
Oh, hope it's worth it.
Perhaps these creatures here will be able to live their lifetime before this other one comes back and haunts them again.
Yes,
But
perhaps
in
you
any
get to
case-
hunt more people.
It's a fair trade after all, right?
Mhm.
We need those swimming potions, perhaps some more information. Is there something about the temple being too shadow or something? Maybe he'll be more talkative tomorrow.
Sire, there is obviously, in situations like this, the feeling of pride and accomplishment and a deed well done. But even as Bakuratoa sort of turn their attention back to each other and you feel that slight boon that you all had fade, which was reflected in the creature's AC being reduced by 2. You begin to feel an external sense of pride, kind of like how knowing someone is happy with you directly or your deeds, like you've just been thanked for something profound, except there hasn't been that moment of thanks. And you just feel it lingering for a few moments, and a slight whisper from Kura indicates that they felt it too. Someone is pleased with what you've achieved here, and in a way that makes you feel good yourself, not like a I've been used sort.
That's the first time she feels good about herself in a few days. For a long time, actually, much longer than that. And I think she'll even smile.
It's been so
We
long
did
that she's
good
sad.
here.
I'm thinking very much like Adam's Family Values. Like, what's she doing?
We did good today. How's Pip looking? Is he scared? Is he...
He would seem quiet and probably a little nervous, rattled still. He's seen some bad times, but I mean that probably rivals most of them when you're seeing your doom immediately before your eyes.
She's gonna go down to like eye height. Or I don't know if he's still sitting down. Just so you know, I had at least 3 different options of how I was gonna get you out of that mess. It just so happened that Obsidian got there first, but we had your back. There's no way you were gonna end up being the meal of some sort of sulfuric toad.
I appreciate that you've got my back, Sire. But maybe we should go inside and cure ourselves somewhat.
We all got your back, not just me. You're one of us now.
And I
Whatever
promise I'll
this
return the
is.
favor.
She's gonna lift him up.
Else to make his way inside.
What's going through Obsidian's mind?
Annoyance
At what?
Pip is alive!
at the whole situation. Obsidian views this whole thing as a great miscalculation by us.
And there's
A completely unnecessary risk that came very close, and he sees no reason for the optimism that Sire is showing. He will stay out. He will wish them a happy night if they go in.
Well, I was thinking, it's a door, but it's kind of like a door. Can we find a door? Can we, is there a door to be found so we can...
These doors are ruined.
Say door more.
These doors are ruined because Luca didn't send me your bedrooms yet.
fair enough.
It's okay, I can...
Time before, like, you gonna send him his rooms? Yeah,
Didn't have time.
these are particularly waterlogged. Maybe in the warm light of day, when they've dried out a little bit in the morning, they will perhaps function more as doors. As the others are walking towards the door, and you presumably open it or step, well, not a door because you established it isn't very door-like at the moment. As the others walk towards the open arch with ruined, shattered doorways, you sort of step back for a moment or move to let them by Asher, and it sort of just tugs at one of your slightly open wounds from where the creature raked its claws across you. And as you're watching your companions and sort of not focusing for a moment, you feel almost a slight moment of a very subtle but a very sort of like tender like dabbing at a wound for just a moment, and you just have the most periphery sense of a soft woman's voice who just whispers in one of your ears, "I'm very proud of you." And then I think that's where we will finish. Good combat, everybody.
Law drop.
I love that, like, the patron says "good girl" to Sarah, and she's like, yeah. But like Asher's like, ew.
Can you fucking not? Cool. We will be
Syria
back.
is like it's like a trained Celestian guard dog. Like if you say "good girl," you did well, she's just gonna go like, "Oh yeah, I did well, I did well."
Songs of Praise King. So we'll be back at this time next week, where we will collect our swimmer drinks and then continue with the adventure. So we will catch you all next time. Goodbye.